Hello and welcome to another HLS Picks podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Ritter. You can call me ND Tex. And as always, you can join us live over here on twitch.tv/ForLoyalSons. Of course, you can always find us on the podcast over on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you happen to find your podcast feeds at. Come join us in Discord. That is our live chat channel, herloyalsons.com/Discord. And of course, you can always find us at our home on the internet at herloyalsons.com. And with that said, it is time to bring in Eddie. Eddie, how are you doing, sir?
My friend, I could not be better. We've got 3 straight against USC. Not 1, not 2, but 3. Suck that. Embrace that suck, Michael Pittman, you dumb bitch. You didn't do a goddamn thing. We beat them. I don't care if it was close. It got a little closer than it needed to be. That's fair. But as easily my favorite Notre Dame podcaster, Chris Wilson, Rakes, who I'm sure you all subscribe to, as easily my favorite Notre Dame blog, Notre Dame Our Blogger, neither of these have really any competition for those. We're 7-3 over. Wait, what could possibly be in competition with those, Ryan?
No, nothing at all. We're all good friends. This is fine. Just keep going. You're on a roll.
I mean, you've heard the assholes that you have on as guests on your podcast, right?
I have. I think I'm hearing one right now.
That's the one. But look, as much shit as we give BK, for many good reasons, the dude is 7-3 against USC. We've won 4 of the last 5. We won 3 straight. You and I we both graduated at the same time. Can you even imagine how, if you were able to go back in time and talk to your poor college self of, hey, we're going to own USC for a decade?
Yeah.
Like, would you have even fathomed that being possible?
Not to this level, because the only thing that you and I had was the moral victory, if you will, of the Bush push. That's as close as we got.
There was no official record. We won that game. I was on the field, and Notre Dame had more points than USC, and the clock said 000. Fuck that shit.
But yeah, I mean, it's been painful.
So I was somehow and this is just fun background for people. I was at my 2 biggest sports fandoms, Notre Dame football and the San Antonio Spurs. I was obviously at the 05 USC game. I was on the field when the clock said 000, and we had more points than they did. But from the San Antonio Spurs angle, I was at the Derek Fisher .4 game.
Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, man, the Shutdown Fullcast already had a full episode about nearly quitting sports fandom. How'd you not quit all sports in 05?
I mean, I was also in Dallas, and hilariously, you will enjoy this. It was not a clincher, but I was at the game when Vince Carter hit a buzzer beater 3 against the Spurs. This was like 4 years ago because Vince was only, 46 at that time. But every time he got on the floor, I was making jokes about how old Vince Carter was. And then Vince Carter hit a 3 at the fucking buzzer. And everyone around me gave me so much shit. And I was just like, you got me.
Yep.
Nope, I got nothing. I got.
And you got to be careful about going to sporting events, sir. Good grief. That's a run.
No kidding. So I was also at the Bama National Championship.
Yeah, as was I. Yeah.
I was also at the Clemson Monsoon game.
I was not there, thank God.
I was also at the Clemson Cotton Bowl game, which you were there.
I was there too, yes. Tailgate was fun.
The tailgate was fun. But yeah, so I've seen some good ones.
Yeah, but we got to move on. It is bye week. We, like you said, we won, and that's what
everything's
matters.
Great.
Everything's awesome. We can't
3
lose.
straight against SC. You and me on like I said, it's October, bitches. Let's go. We're heating up.
Yeah, 9-5 for both of us. So we differed every now and then. It all evened out, but 9-5 that puts us both to 45 and 51, still tied. In the HLS Pick'em, I'm hovering around that 500 mark. I'm dead on right now at 72 and 72. Malme Muchachos moves up now. He's got a 5-game lead on Sapipa. 90 and 50 is what they're counting with the 2 dropped weeks. And Eddie, he's dropping a 31 points total, which is by far the most points out of everybody in the Pick'em. Dude's just tearing it up right now.
That's very impressive. I apologize for not having participated in this, but goodness gracious. Is there somewhere I can go to view this guy's picks before I make some wagers? Because that's my man. I hope you're putting money on this somewhere, because that is a sexy ass record.
It absolutely is. He did not win this past week. That goes to Fitter, who won 22 out of the available picks, but he won 18. So it's not like he had a shaky week. But yeah, very impressive. Right. I'm doing very all right. But yeah, and of course, Eddie and I keeping track of the ones that we're forcing ourselves to pick to make that $100 donation. The loser will to Extra Life once the Army-Navy game concludes, or we figure out that it's over by that time. So that's what we're going to do. We managed to get 14 games again this week. But before we start, for those of you on stream, you will notice I am wearing a very lovely Remember the Six shirt. You can find this at HurlOilSons. It is that time. HurlOilSons.com/store is where you can find this shirt. And now is a good time because I think for about the next 24 hours or so. So I think it's going to end sometime on Thursday over at TeePublic. Up to 35% off. This shirt I'm wearing is now only $13. So go ahead. They print them on demand. So if you get on it right now, you can have this in time for Ann Arbor. You can also get all those lovely stickers that are also available on sale. Just plaster those things all over the damn city. They must remember the 6 that were righteously ours, that were stolen from us. And that Max Redfield just absolutely plastering somebody to get them all taken away. Oh, BVG, the memories. You did give us some good ones. Very few, but that was one.
He gave us one good one. Also, BVG, Bowling Green with a sexy upset last week.
I know. I'm glad I was not on Bowling Green. That was fun. Thank you for bringing that up, Eddie. That train went off the rails.
As somebody with a Bowling Green under 3 for the season, that now becomes a sweat.
Ooh, you got a sweat for the rest of the season now.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy. All right. Well, let's create some new sweats. Let's get into some more stuff. What do you say we get into this, Eddie?
Oh, it's still October. Let's go, baby.
All right. We are going to bring up that beautiful board. We got some Thursday action for y'all this time. Well, it's a game. I don't know how much action there will be. This is Morbid Curiosity, live and in color right now. UCLA at Stanford. This line, when I first made the picks around this afternoon, when I'd said, Eddie, here's what we're going to talk about, Eddie said, hey, buddy, you might want to look at this because the line's moving. But as of right now, Stanford a 4-point favorite. Total on this one, 52 on the hook. Who do you got, Eddie?
Yeah, this game opened 9.5, and it's been bet down to 4.
That's incredible.
I mean, that's crazy. Everybody's quarterback is hurt. It does sound like Costello's probably going to play. We don't know about with UCLA, though. What am I, the referee at the Notre Dame game? Jesus.
Hell, got him.
You've got the Thursday night weirdness, which normally kind of makes you want to lean toward the points. But fuck, man, UCLA lost to Oregon State by 17 last week. Stanford beat Washington last week. Even if we compare them, Stanford, when they played Oregon State, they tried to lose that game. They did everything in their power to lose that game, and they still beat Oregon State by 3. the value is back on the trees, getting the line all the way down to 4. I'm going to take Stanford here.
Yeah, and the interesting part of that, because obviously this got bet down, but right now, only 52% of the money is on there. So we still have an even split, and the line keeps going down. As you have educated us before, Eddie, that screams that the house is trying to catch up. They're trying to figure it out, trying to get things back to an even spread. I'm going to take Stanford as well, especially if UCLA does not have their starter. That's going to hurt UCLA a lot more than it's going to hurt Stanford, because really, can you hurt what's already not an efficient offense right now with Stanford?
You can only beat a dead horse so much, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's the Thursday night weirdness isn't going to help Chip Kelly and company. I think there's a reason why that line started as high as it did on Stanford, so I'll go ahead and take these 4 points here. I'll lay them. All right, next up, we got... God, this has gotten weird in all the best ways, but let me go ahead and list what the spread and the total are first. Ohio State, a 28-point road favorite, going over to, I think Chicago doesn't really claim this as their football team, but maybe a couple of Medill grads will, and that's Northwestern. At 49.5 is the total. And this game, because there was some weirdness with playoff baseball, that game has been moved towards on Friday. It will be on FS1, where this game was originally going to be. This game is not on Fox because, Eddie, as you and I, both avid wrestling fans, know, that is now the new home for WWE SmackDown. So this game has been shuttled to the Big Ten Network.
Wow, that's better than I thought it was going to end up on like fucking Fox Business or some bullshit. So that's a better home for it than I was expecting. And probably a better home than it deserves. So, all right, let's go ahead and get it out of the way. I'm taking Ohio State. There's no way I'm taking Northwestern to cover anything right now. Look, while that's a huge spread on the road, the thing with Ohio State is that their defense has been traveling. They've been playing superb. Just look back to that Nebraska game. There's not going to be enough Friday night weirdness in the world to have Pat Fitzgerald hashtag pull this shit off at all. It's going to be murdery. They will be very happy, Northwestern will, that this game is hard to televise. Do they even get the Big Ten Network over in in Chicago, or it's they in Evanston? That's where they are? Evanston is where they are located, yes.
Okay, yeah. So good luck finding the game.
It's where 50% of the people that you met at Notre Dame who said they were from Chicago were actually from.
You know what? You're not wrong about the suburb thing. Similar things happen for Dallas as well, so I know how that game works. But anyway, Eddie, I got the Buckeyes. Who do you got?
Listen.
Don't you do it. Don't do it.
Northwestern covered against Wisconsin.
Oh, God.
It's a Friday night.
This is a bad idea.
It's in Evanston.
It's a trap.
The hottest town that there is in college football. Friday night in Evanston. The most lit experience you'll ever find. Look, I get it. It's a bad idea.
No.
But Ohio State's always due for one of these dumb close games a year. And I think this is going to be it. Ohio State has Wisconsin next week. They're going to be looking ahead. This reeks of a dumb rock fight. They're going to let Northwestern. This is going to be like a tie game at halftime, and they're going to win by 17. They're not going to cover 28. There's way too much, and yes, it's Wednesday, but it's currently 73-77 tickets and money. The line's only moved half a point. So Vegas is not convinced. I'm not convinced. The total's 49.5. To hit that and the spread, you'd be real hard pressed to do. So I'm thinking the under is the play. I'm thinking Northwestern is the play. I don't feel good about it, but fuck it. You can drop all the Star Wars drops you want on me. Hit the I know Han Solo, motherfucker. Wildcats me. Wow.
Hashtag this is the dumbest idea you've ever had, bud.
That is certainly not true, and you know that.
Okay, fair. But look, for the total, look, this game could be 28-0. that's a absolutely potential result there because Northwestern can't score. That's why the total's under 50. The only reason this total is touching 50 is because Ohio State's on the other side. You are insane.
You're not wrong, but look, they put up 15 against Wisconsin.
I blame the uniforms.
Bitch ass Fitzgerald will let you know, and was angry that nobody had written a story and only sent a tweet about. They scored more points against Wisconsin than anybody, and they held Wisconsin to only 24. Wisconsin's offense is a shit ton better than Michigan's. And but they're not playing Michigan, they're playing Ohio State, so that doesn't do any good. Whatever, we're rolling with it. Northwestern.
Oh god. All right, well, you have fun with that one. Let's go ahead and move on to Saturday proper now, where Clemson is coming off an absolute murder themselves, just destroying Florida State. They are facing somebody that we are familiar with as Irish fans, and that's Louisville. So number 3 Clemson is a 24-point favorite on the road. Total in this one 60.5. Who do you got, Eddie?
I want to take a second to put a little bit of respect on Louisville's name, as I pronounce it in a way that they won't appreciate very much. Great win over Wake Forest, which maybe somebody on the podcast might have told you to put a little money on Sprinkle on.
They might have.
Don't know who that was, but they might have done it. Oh, wait, it was your boy. Louisville's playing great ball right now. They really are. However, on the flip side, Clemson also woke up, and they did the real angry shit that I also predicted they were going to do last week. They beat the absolute fuck out of Florida State. I like the way Louisville's playing.
Were everywhere.
Oh, just murder. I like what Louisville's doing. I really like their improvement, but we're into a Clemson murder scenario. They're trying to beat the shit out of people. They're trying to prove a point. I would love to pick Louisville as a 24-point home dog. That's such a fucking huge dog. Again, it's Wednesday, 65% of tickets, 83% of money. But the line has moved 2 points, so that kind of counteracts it all. I don't care. I'm taking Clemson.
I agree with everything that you said, Eddie. However, there's two things I'm leaning on here. One, it's a noon kick. Sleepy noon. That's when weird shit happens.
I do hate that.
Noon kick on the road against a team, mind you, that seems to be like, oh, this coaching staff doesn't hate us. Hey, lo and behold, there's actually talent on this football team. Look, they're believing in themselves. Not that I think they're going to keep it close, but this is a team that I think will play to the final whistle. So I'm expecting point number 2 here. Backdoor cover town on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and take the points in this because that's what it reeks to me, that Clemson can be up by 28. Louisville doesn't say die, and they get a junk TD at the end here. I do like the ball that they're playing. Unlike some of the other teams that we've talked about where they got a lot of quit in them, Louisville's the exact opposite. So I'm going to go ahead.
Agreed.
I'm going to go ahead and ride the Cardinals here. I will say, that I understand Eddie is making the smart pick, regardless of where the tickets and the money are. I really think that's where the smart money is. I just kind of got a feeling with that noon kick, some crazy backdoor cover town going in here. All right, next up we got another noon kick. Number 5, Oklahoma. I got this spread flipped here. It should be West Virginia's not favored by nearly that much. Good grief. Oklahoma.
Well, now you're ruining my pick.
Well, that'd have been a slam dunk and a half.
Shit, you want to talk about a money line sprinkle?
Oh my god, yeah. So I had
liquidate the mortgage.
I had the spread backwards here. I did not have Oklahoma favored. Well, actually, now that I'm looking at it, Eddie, you'll like this. The hook is gone. We're a 33.5-point favorite. Now a 33-point favorite is Oklahoma as they host West Virginia. And, oh my gosh, that is a ton of points against a team that actually gave Texas a decent run for their money. That being said, Texas kind of played a really weird football game there. There was some crazy turnovers. West Virginia probably should have actually won that game. So they didn't actually put together a good solid effort themselves, and they were at home. Oklahoma is now they're past their big game. The Red River Shootout is complete. So now I don't feel this is a real letdown spot for them, because I think they knew they were in a dogfight and that they got to keep on trucking and keep on going. I like what the Grinch has done with the defense. I mean, they had like a bajillion sacks in that game against Texas. I like that to keep going here. West Virginia just doesn't have enough dogs for this fight, so go ahead. This is going to terrify me. I fear the back door with this big of a spread, but go ahead and give me Oklahoma to cover. I'll lay the 33. Who do you got, Eddie?
I'm also going to lay the 33 with Oklahoma. Oklahoma got, I think 9 sacks against Texas last weekend.
I think that is the official number. I don't know if my bajillion is quite correct.
That's the official number, I believe. I mean, their D-line got real angry. West Virginia, they put up a fight against Texas, and I don't think we even picked that game because I was going to take West Virginia. But
yeah, that one we didn't pick. You are correct, sir.
I was more than ready, and I definitely bet it, and it didn't work. They lost to Texas by 11. They couldn't even cover the spread. West Virginia's defense is trash, and we're not even talking a Holgorsen era West Virginia trash. They're worse than that. I think Oklahoma, they got past Texas. That was their only real test in the Big 12. It really is, because who the fuck else are you worried about? At this point, I think the second/third, if we're taking Texas out, Baylor is the next best team in this conference. Oklahoma doesn't have shit to worry about anymore. They're going to beat the fuck out of West Virginia. I'm concerned about the backdoor cover, but I'm going to take OU to cover. I don't see it, man. I don't think West Virginia has the dogs to keep up, and I think Jalen Hurts is going to want to get a little loose after last weekend.
Yeah, and when your best effort against Texas is still failing to cover, mostly because you threw 4 interceptions, that doesn't speak very well for you going on the road and trying to make some noise in a noon kick. So best of luck to you.
At Norman, oof.
Yeah, have fun. All right, well, we got another early kick here, and it's only one of 2 Big Ten games we're going to pick, but the aforementioned, or actually, this is the third one. I forgot about Friday night weirdness. Wisconsin is going to go on the road to Illinois as a 31-point favorite. 51 points is the total. Who are you taking, Eddie?
Illinois fucking sucks. They are so bad. Like, it's so clear that their coach is fired and they are flirting with new coaches. It could be a WWE storyline at this point with their cuckolding interests.
Oh, goodness. Who's Bobby Lashley in this situation?
Shit. I hope not Chip Long.
Oh, God. Oh, now I regret the joke. Thanks.
Because that's the rumor, my guy.
Oh, damn it.
Wisconsin is incredible. There's no doubt they're not going to give up points. It's a matter of how long do they try to quit scoring points. Oh, let's go South Alabama. Sorry, a little live fun.
A little live Wednesday night Sunbelt fun going on.
Your boy might be on a little bit of plus 17 on the Sunbelt game. Don't worry about it. Illinois is very bad and Wisconsin is very, very good. I think people have been kind of waiting and holding their breath on talking about Wisconsin. I have not been holding my breath on them. I think they're really fucking good. And I'm more than happy to take – I will lay 31. I would probably lay 41 against Illinois. If you gave me 51, I might be able to talk myself into it.
Yeah, because who's scoring on them right now, save for the one weird Northwestern game? And the Red Plague putting on here, well, Illinois sucks and they nearly beat Michigan. Not really, because they scored a lot unanswered, and then they decided to suck again, and Michigan made it look like a laugher. So, yeah.
Sadly, yes.
It was very... I thought we were going to get all kinds of wonderful... I thought we were close to a true blood week after Georgia went down, and then the Illini were starting to wake up a little bit, but no, it didn't happen. That was, I think, all the bullets left in that chamber. Look, Wisconsin's defense, just so good. They are so good. I'm not afraid of this 31 like I am the 33 for a backdoor, because I think they had their one... You said Ohio State was due for it. I think Wisconsin already had theirs with the weird Northwestern game. It is on the road. It's an early kick, but I tell you what, you don't have to wake up that much to be able just to run all over a shitty team, and that is exactly what is going to happen. We're here, rather, so go ahead and give me those badges. Next up, we're gonna fly over to the SEC, where Florida, fresh off their loss against LSU, and ranked number 9 in the nation, 5.5-point favorites on the road against those cocks that took out Georgia. Total in this game is 48. And man, I applaud South Carolina for, let's see, how's best to describe this? Well, letting Georgia fuck up more than they possibly could. Because they didn't do a whole lot. They didn't do a whole lot to win that football game. Let's be honest right now. Florida doesn't inspire all that much confidence in me right now, honestly. I know they had a decent showing. I think I feel a little bit better about Trask overall after seeing him play against LSU. But like I said, South Carolina just... Georgia handed them the game. I don't know how else to put it. Muschamp is still bad. If the reading glasses cause the upset over for Georgia, dude's going to need to find some fucking like dorky ass goggles or something to pull this upset on. So this pick is made pending eyewear choice by Muschamp. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Gators to cover. I feel like this line should actually be over a touchdown. But Georgia's little falling apart is giving South Carolina a little upset bump here. Who do you got, Eddie?
Goggles, you say? Goggles. Like good Sir Hot Rod Rodrigo likes to wear when he's missing the first 2 field goals of his entire fucking career.
Why could they not do this shit against us? Why?
Fucking A, man. Look, Cackalack's coming off a huge win. Florida coming off a huge loss. Florida is obviously the better team. But you know what? Fuck it.
No.
I know it's Wednesday.
Eddie. Eddie.
No, we're getting fucking weird.
Oh my god.
Home dogs. Home cocks. Cocks at home.
We're home cocking
always
it.
Get what they want.
We're home cocking it.
85% of the bets, 70% of the money, again, on a Wednesday, on Florida. There's been 0 line movement. Vegas knows. Vegas wants the cock. South Cackalack. Muschamp coming with a mystery revenge game.
No.
Let's fucking go. Let's get weird. Let's fucking go.
This might be some of the weirdest we've gone. Oh,
back to back.
He's taking Northwestern. He's taking the Gamecocks. What in the hell is going on here?
Look, I may be off a good week, but I'm still 12 games under 500. We're going to get a little unorthodox for the children.
Oh, man. All right. Well, we got one more pick before we head over to a commercial break here. We are going to take Oregon and Washington. A little top 25 matchup action. The first one that we are going to pick in this, Oregon, a 3-point favorite on the road against Washington. 50.5 points is the total. Who are you taking, Eddie?
This is a tough one. Both teams are coming off a very good win. Utah, Washington has Utah next. That's a tough going from Oregon to Utah. That's a tough bill. Oregon's got Wazoo next. Not particularly scary. That being said, both teams have fucked me. So I I really don't have a great feel on this.
Fraudulent ass showdown.
Yeah, this is a fraudulent ass showdown. Uh, the book and the house are leaning a little heavy toward Oregon, but it's a Wednesday. Dogs as a home dog, I guess, is going to be the play. I honestly, I don't feel good about this game. I don't have a good read on it. I have a hard time trusting either one of these teams, given what they've done to me so far this year. But I'm going to take Washington to try to get back. Oregon just lost their tight end for the year, and he was one of Herbert's main targets. So I think that's going to be a big problem for the Ducks. I'm going to take the Huskies, but I don't feel good about it.
Well, also in the line in this game, Eddie, because there's been a fun stat flying around of defenses that have surrendered less than 30 points. Notre Dame.
Oh, true.
Notre Dame is near the top of that list. There's only one team above them, and it's the Huskies. And now they're facing Oregon. It is a bye week, Eddie. Nothing would make more sense in the world from a chaos perspective than for Notre Dame to be sitting at home eating cheeseburgers and watching the Huskies give up over 30 points, and they get to take over top billing in that category. It's the only reason I'm taking the Ducks in this one. You got weird on the last pick. I'm getting weird here because for that total,
love it.
For that total, this is gonna have to go over because I think Washington will put some points up on the board. So I'm looking for an over here. I'm looking for Oregon to go ahead and put a beating on Washington because look, Washington's been Jekyll and Hyde all season. I can't figure out what they are. Here's what I do know about Oregon. Their defense has actually been playing pretty decent, so that will travel in this game. And the offense has kind of been up and down, but when they decide to pour it on, they have poured it on. So I'm looking for the Huskies to kind of fall on their face a little bit here and give Notre Dame and Clark Lee that sole possession of that under 30-point defensive beautiful stat. Let's fucking go. All right, well, with that said, we got a handful of more picks to get to, and we'll get to that right after this. Okay, folks, for you on Twitch, general reminder that those of you that are subscribed to the channel will not see this little ad that comes up, so that is always a way that you can help the show and avoid a little bit of the ad stuff, but we will be right back here in a minute.
Ad stuff.
I don't like this new dashboard. I can't tell where when the ad's about to end. I don't even know if it ran.
Dashboard.
That doesn't even make sense. It probably didn't. Everybody's just sitting here like, what the fuck's even going on?
All right. The good news is we're going into my very lack of analysis picks.
Oh, awesome. Because we had such strong analysis to begin with.
I mean, I had the hour when I got back from dinner and meeting with clients, and now I've run out of that minuscule time period picks. So yeah, we're gonna have some good fire for you, bud.
There we go. Let's just go ahead and get weird. It's all good.
Roll Tide.
Oh, that will be coming.
Do we even have that on the board? Oh yeah, we do.
Oh yeah, we do. I ended up putting that on there. We got two weird picks to end it.
Fucking Tennessee. God damn it. Just fucking wait for Baylor. Oh, I'm so mad.
We're almost there, and we should be coming out of the ad, and that's what I don't like about this. I only have a button now. They got rid of.
That's fine. Give me another second. I can.
All right.
Put a little more drink in my drink.
The things you don't get to hear on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, they're done. So the ad did run. Okay, good. The red plague saw it.
Hey,
All right.
technology.
Yeah, now I just need a way to actually monitor it last time. I need to get out of this fucking thing. All right, let me know when you're good, and we'll start back up again, sir.
Oh, I'm good.
All right. Well, let's return. All right, and now that we are back, oh boy, Eddie, it's time to talk about the ponies.
Ponies!
Undefeated.
Undefeated.
Number 19, undefeated SMU, a 7.5 point favorite at home against a really, really damn good Temple team. Game day, you cowards. You should have been down in Dallas. You absolute cowards.
Not there. That's a bad pick.
I mean,
I get it. But like,
Michigan's only going to fall on their face. Come on.
How many times it's very disappointing.
It is.
It's very disappointing. They should, and I feel like the last couple of years they've been much better about trying to branch out and go to new places.
They really have. But
so it's disappointing. I believe it's still your ball, is it not?
It is my ball. Total in this one, I don't know if I mentioned that, is 59.5. Oh man, this is a tough one here. I really like the ponies. I'm really cheering for them to go undefeated. So don't let this pick color that whatsoever.
You son of a bitch.
I still think there's a very good chance the ponies win this game. Temple's defense is really, really damn good. Their offense isn't anything to snuff at either. This game, I'm expecting this to be one of the best games of the week. It's going to be fire. And let's not forget that SMU is undefeated thanks to a really balls insane overtime win not too long ago. It's going to be fun. SMU's a good team, but I like this game close. I'll take it. I'll take the ponies to win, but Temple to cover. Eddie, who do you got?
It was a balls insane win that should not have been necessary because of poor calls beforehand when SMU won the game in regulation. I hate the hook, but fuck it. Ponies. Let's go, baby.
Oh man. We're back to the disagreeing like crazy. Something's gonna get weird here.
We've got what? We've agreed on 3.
We've only agreed on the 2 gigantic spreads. Only Oklahoma and Wisconsin. And Stanford. And Stanford. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't scroll up high enough. Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be good. It's gonna be a spicy week. Let's keep it rolling. Let's talk about the Goggles and Blankenship and Georgia because they are laying 25 in the hook against Kentucky. Total in this one is 47. Who you got, Eddie?
Man, Georgia's offense just isn't there this year. I mean, against us, it wasn't there. And again, we feel pretty good about our defense. Obviously, I mean, that game against South Cackalack was ridiculous. They definitely should not have covered against Tennessee. I will hold that to my goddamn grave. Meanwhile, Kentucky playing some decent football. They also lost to South Cackalack. Again, they lost to Florida. Had a nice little win against Arkansas. The thing about Kentucky, and the reason that I'm going to take them, is they like to keep games low scoring. Their defense is solid. And I just don't trust Georgia's offense so far. 25.5 feels like way too many points. And the total reflects that. Total's only 47. So I'm going to take Kentucky to cover the number here. If it's got to be a backdoor, so be it. I don't even think it's going to be that much in question, though.
Yeah, I'm with you, Eddie. I'm taking Kentucky as well. And I know it's very early. We don't even have 1,500 tickets on this game yet. But 79% of the bets, 86% of the money on Georgia. Whew, that's a whole lot of people thinking there's going to be a big bounce back. I just don't think Georgia's got it in them. And look,
it has moved a point, though. To be fair,
it has moved a point. But here's the other thing: I think I am now convinced, Eddie, Kirby Smart doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He really doesn't. Like,
Uh,
recruiting, he could put a roster together. But his game management. I mean, just think about the game against us. He let us back in. He let South Carolina back in.
I mean, to be fair, I have said and will continue to say the same about Brian Kelly. I think he is a great CEO of the program, but day to day and on game days especially, I don't think he knows what the fuck he's doing. So that's certainly fair.
Yeah,
and Kirby Smart's name was made as a defensive coordinator and as a recruiter.
Absolutely, bingo. Yeah, Benny's saying, imagine that UGA loses 2 in a row. I don't think it's going to get that bad.
No.
It won't happen. They will win this one. They will get it back together because they know the season's on the line as far as wanting to get back into the playoff, because somehow, hilariously, they're ranked number 10. Notre Dame ranked number 8. That's some of the funniest shit I've seen in a long damn time. And
I do love because, I mean, the argument is their loss is way worse than our loss.
It's great, but we lost to the...
But yeah, no, I cannot defend us being ranked ahead of Georgia. I genuinely cannot do it. I get the argument for it, but fuck that. It's
so dumb. And I want nothing more than when that first playoff ranking comes out for us to be above Georgia, because I want to watch it all burn. It's going to be great.
Paul!
Oh, Paul. Notre Dame play SEC. They lost, Paul.
So, did you see, apparently on the Feinbaum show, of course, some lady, it wasn't Karen, because that would be too perfect. I think her name was Kathy, called in and said that she called the police on Saturday because South Carolina players were pulling and defacing the hedges.
You gotta be shitting me.
No, that was what I saw on the Twitters, which does not surprise me at all. And also checks with our good friend, host of easily the greatest podcast for Notre Dame football without really any competition, Chris Wilson, Race Report, talked about how he put his hand on the hedges and the security started to move in on him, and he was like, "No, I'm just snapping it's for the gram."
They about sliced his damn hand off because he just wanted to do a little social media stuff.
Yeah, no, he was like, "No, it's for the gram. We're good, my guy."
Oh man, but yeah. Anyway, so Georgia won't lose this one. It's still going to be ugly. Look, part of the reason why Notre Dame lost was because of the turnovers, and we saw what happens when Georgia's on the other side of that. So they're going to clean it up. That'll be fine, but that's just way too many points in a conference game. And yeah, I just don't see it. Kentucky ain't that great, but that is a hell of a lot of points. Plus a hook right above the 24 as well. Eesh, 25.5's nasty. No like. All right. Next up, we got a little bit of Big 12 action here. Where undefeated number 18 Baylor is on the road as a dog to Oklahoma State. 3.5 you will lay here if you take the home favorite. Man, I'm going to keep riding the hot hand. I'm going to ride Baylor in this. I think they're going to end up pulling it out. They burned me a little bit last week because I thought they were going to just steamroll Tech because they've been playing some good ball, but man, I underestimated the butt bowl. That was my fault. And Eddie, I think you underestimated it too. Who do you got?
All right. So last week on this very podcast, I talked about how I had an over-under that was in process on a Wednesday. And you were like, oh, ho, ho, that's like 40 points away. You're fine. Why would you even joke about that? Last week in the butt bowl. Do you know what the halftime score was, Ryan?
I honestly don't at this point. I really don't.
6-3. Do you know what the total was?
I seem to remember it being in the 60s.
It was a mere 59.
Okay.
But hey, 9 points at halftime. You're feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say you'd be feeling really good about that bet.
Do you know what the score was with 45 seconds left in regulation?
I forget the exact score, but I seem to remember the total basically being around 57 or 58.
Oh no, the total for the over under is still 59.
No, but the total at that point between the
at
two.
the end of regulation, it was 20-17.
So it wasn't
And
that
honestly,
bad yet.
like there are some bad beats. We're gonna deep dive a little bit. There are some bad beats that just fuck you. And like we picked the Ohio State Northwestern game earlier. Like there's a reason that's on Scott Van Pelt's montage of bad beats from I think it was 2015, like all time worst ever. This was one that I saw coming from half a goddamn hour away. And it was death by 1,000 paper cuts.
You just keep looking. It's like, please, that train just won't stop. I can't.
I mean, the fucking Baylor wide receiver dropped the most open touchdown pass there has ever been, and so they had to kick a field goal to make it 20-20 at the end of regulation. Still, you need 3 touchdowns. But overtime is never the friend of the under.
No, it's not. It is the sworn enemy of the under.
That being said, as bad as Baylor fucked me on that game, it wasn't just them. And Lord knows Oklahoma State has fucked me so much harder. And currently, even though the line has moved a point with it, 77% of tickets, 80% of money line or 80% of money, not money line, is on Oklahoma State. And that's with way more bets than most of the games so far. That currently has 3,100 bets, which compared to most of the games we've talked about it's
huge.
That's actually really easily the most. That's by far the most of all the games we've talked about. So, fuck Gundy. Bears.
All right.
Don't do this to me.
Looking for a little bit of redemption.
Don't do this to me. Wow.
I'm now legitimately scared being on the same side of you as an Oklahoma State game. Legitimately terrified.
That is, I will fully admit, 12% of my pick.
Just bringing me down with you. All right. Next up, another one. So I'm interested to see what happens now, because typically in this house we fade Herm. We both did not last week. We both won. Arizona State ended up winning as the 1-point favorite. Now they go on the road to face Utah as a 13.5-point dog. Another top 25 matchup. Did not think I'd see the day where Herm would be in a top 20 matchup, no less. 45 points is your total. Who do you got, Eddie?
Well, last week, it pained me. It hurt me. It cut me deep, but I took Herm. And Lord, did he drag it out to the bitter fucking end. But that was a W for the home team. That was not expected. And honestly, it didn't feel good. I didn't like it. Didn't like it one bit. But let's look at some things. Arizona State snuck by last week. Meanwhile, Utah's been getting their groove back. Last week against the Beavs, 52-7. Had a bye week before, game before that, beat Wazoo 38-13. Easy, free money. You want to hear what's really pushing me over?
Let's hear it.
Again, it's a Wednesday.
Oh, you're going exactly where I was thinking you were going.
Yeah, the line hasn't moved yet. 78% of tickets, 64% of money is on Herm. These fools, these charlatans, these plebeians are back on Herm. Fuck them. in this house and in this hotel. We fade Herm. Give me the Utes.
Oh, man. That's a hell of a lot of points, though, Eddie. Thankfully, the hook's on the other end of 14. Well, 13's, 13's one of those numbers as well, where it can still end up opposing you. But, yeah, I was sitting here looking at it, like, that's a big swing over there when this line hasn't moved at all. Yeah, and I'm right with you there, Eddie. The other shoe's got to drop on Herm at some point, and I think this is it. It's not a weird Friday night game. You're not playing a shitty-ass Big Ten team. You're not playing a shitty Pac-12 team. You're playing a very good Pac-12 team that has had a misstep here or there. They've had theirs. Now they're going to go straight murder to try to win their side of the Pac-12. You, on the other hand, have been living a charmed life. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's about to hit midnight, especially because we're leaning towards not quite Pac-12 after dark, but the sun will set in this game, and so will any hopes of Arizona State holding on to that top 25 ranking too much longer. I'm on the Utes as well, Eddie. Let's go ahead and ride it. We are back. It feels good to fade Herm again. It feels good.
Fuck Herm.
Next.
Hello.
You play to win the game. Anyways. So we started this stream where Benny came into chat wondering when was the last time Michigan won a meaningful game. Well, maybe we can start to answer that question with this pick. It's where game day is going to be. It is the top matchup as far as rankings go. Penn State, a 9-point favorite at home, hosting those awful, evil, terrible Michigan Wolverines. 46.5 is your total. Oh boy. I have been waiting to make this pick. So the answer about when the last time Michigan's won a meaningful game, I don't know. I can't go that far back in history. Were there even books back then? I don't know. You can't prove it. You can try, but you can't. You won't convince me otherwise. Michigan's offense is still garbage. Their defense is not that. Again, 25 unanswered to the Illini. That happened. Penn State's a lot better on both sides of the ball. Michigan's offensive line has looked suspect. The only time they've looked good was against Iowa's offensive line, which Penn State may look suspect as well. I think that's a trend on Iowa's end. I don't think that's a trend for Michigan. I'm looking for Penn State to come up big, under the lights, at home. Fuck Michigan. We're going to get it started early. Enjoy the first of your back-to-back week beatings. Have fun, boys. Who you got, Eddie?
Fuck Michigan. End of statement. Penn State.
All right. Moving on. Tennessee goes on the road. They won a game, Eddie. They won a game. Can you believe that?
I can, actually.
Alabama is who they're going to face. The number one team in the nation. 34.5-point favorite at home they are. Who do you got, Eddie?
Look, I'm proud of Tennessee. They woke up. They got themselves a win finally. But they're going to Tuscaloosa. I mean, look, I can't trust Tennessee yet. Bama covered against A&M, and A&M's a shit ton better than Tennessee is. And I really don't think Tennessee's going to put up much of a fight. I don't care if Bama's fourth-string receiver got suspended for whatever chicanery. It ain't going to matter. Bama's going to fucking murk them like Tennessee's dead. Give me the Tide.
Yeah, I'm not holding out much hope for a corpse to be able to handle this game. That's basically what Tennessee is. Look, congratulations. You got up off the schneid. Jesus Christ, Mississippi State. What happened? Really, what happened? I really want to know. Look, that was enjoyable. I'm glad the Vols got a little bit of a moment. Here's your hard crash back down to reality. And look, like you said, they covered against A&M. They were on the road. Game day comments about Kyle Field aside, you still go on the road and you beat a decent team, at least one that's a hell of a lot more functional than Tennessee, and you make it look easy. You make it look damn easy. Everything looks easy against Tennessee. Tua's going to have a damn field day. He might cover the damn spread on his own before he's yanked. Roll Tide. Give me Bama to cover big in this one. All right, we got one final game. Since it's not Notre Dame, it's just Pac-12 after dark weirdness. And oh boy, I'm expecting this one to be all kinds of weird. Southern Cal, a 9.5-point favorite against Arizona. Oh my gosh. Just looking at the spread again, I'm like, oh, let's do a Pac-12 after dark game. We just played SC. We should do that. Man, I keep looking at the spread, and I wish we hadn't. And now being able to look at our good friend, Public Bets and Money. Eddie, 65% of the bets are on SC, but 14% of the money? That's quite a little spread here, as opposed to 35% of the bets and 86% of the money on Arizona. Look, Khalil Tate has been erratic, to say the least. He has not been the Heisman pick I thought he would be 2 years ago. I still don't know if he's got it together here, but I'm feeling let down for SC here. Their entire season's been weird. Since they finally played well on the road, I'm expecting them to lay an egg at home here. I don't think SC is going to do us too many favors. I think Arizona will keep this just close enough. And that disparity with the tickets right now, again, there's very, very few. Less than 700 right now. So take that for what it's worth. But yeah, I can't do it. I can't take SC with nearly 10 points here. Against my better judgment, give me Arizona. Who do you got, Eddie?
Well, you're not wrong about what the ticket disparity is right now. It is hilarious. But as you said at the close right there, we're under 700 tickets. I mean, that's nothing. That's a third of the bigger games so far. Mm-hmm. That being said, Klobdar Slovis.
He's got a new name this week.
Look, I don't give a goddamn about Klingon Slurvdon. The receivers were great. They did put up a good fight in the back end of the second half against us. However, on the flip side, Arizona put up the score against Washington is a little misleading. If you watch that game, I don't know if you watched it last week. It got a little loose because of a turnover late. Arizona was in that game. They had a good win against Colorado, good win against UCLA, good win against Texas Tech. This Arizona team can score points. Khalil Tate is still Khalil Tate when he wants to get loose. Obviously, USC's defense can still get beat at times. And look, Krabdar Slinky just isn't going to get it done all day.
Set a record for names here.
I do want to give some credit. Marquis Stepp, he played angry. As I understand it, I mean, he was originally committed to Notre Dame, as we all heard on the broadcast. As I understand it, it was some academic bullshit that kept him from coming to Notre Dame, and that sucks. That sucks a lot. And he took his anger out on us. The amount of times that we had not only him, but any of the USC running backs dead in the water behind the line of scrimmage, and then inexplicably it was a 7-yard gain, was concerning. But all credit to Marquis Stepp. He got his anger out. He ain't got that anger against Arizona. And Crumpus Slurpee, fuck that guy. He doesn't have shit. What, Michael Pittman Jr. is going to embrace some more suck? I got some more suck for you to embrace, you bitch. The Pharaoh remains terrifying, but I'm going to take Arizona to cover because at the end of the day, that's too many points, and I don't trust this offense. Fuck Southern Cal.
All right, well, there you have it. Another 14 games picked and in the books. Going to be a fun little bye week. There's going to be enough entertaining stuff going on around, especially in that early slate. The later slate, a big old meh, but we'll see. Maybe some stuff will get weird in Pac-12 After Dark. We'll see. Maybe Arizona will just fuck around and win. Who knows? Weird things always happen in college football, right, Eddie?
College football is a beautiful thing. And one of the most beautiful things about college football, as we saw last week, was rivalry week.
Yes, rivalry
Ryan,
week was there.
say it with me.
I said rivalry week.
Hey, look at you. You actually might have fixed your curse. That makes me sad, but I'm proud of you.
I got to practice, man. I have to do it. It's okay.
However,
Uh-oh.
something was floating around on tweeters today. Some dumb old boomer motherfucker Notre Dame alum decided to write into the Viewpoint, which
Mistake number one.
If you didn't go to Notre Dame, the Viewpoint is the student newspaper, or I'm sorry, the Notre Dame Observer is the student paper, and they have the Viewpoint section. In Ryan and my's time as collegiate students, it was mostly op-eds. I would say 90% vagina monologues, 4% why is there not meat in the dining hall on Fridays during Lent, 3% football, and 1% just miscellaneousness.
Fair. I think that's a good spread.
Apparently they have opened it up wider than it was when we were there, because I don't remember older alums being able to write in. But the point being, earlier today, there was a post by a Notre Dame alum. I believe he was class of 83. He was at the Notre Dame USC game, but took great offense because his daughter was in the USC band.
That mistake number two.
Well, mistake number one, you had a child, dummy. Mistake number two, you had a daughter that you allowed to go to USC, dummy. Mistake number three, came to the game and was terribly offended. Oh, my stars and garters, that the band of the opposing team was put in a faraway section. Like, I don't know, every motherfucking college football game I've ever been to. And then, well, the opposing team in a rivalry game had the band go on the field, and oh my goodness, the crowd booed. Oh, fetch me my fainting couch. Would you motherfuckers quit trying to write things? You're offended that the opposing team's band during the game got drowned out by the music and jumbotron of the home team.
Oh,
Go
wow.
fuck yourself.
Almost like that's the point of the fucking thing.
It's almost like that's a home field advantage where I come from. And then, in a rivalry game, after a little skirmish, and I want to actually, we made a lot of jokes about Michael Pittman last couple weeks. I want to give Michael Pittman a little bit of credit. I want shit talking.
Oh yeah.
I want the anger.
Absolutely.
I want this. It's a fucking rivalry, you dumb motherfuckers. This is hatred. It's what it's supposed to be. And the best part is, he closed it with, "I wouldn't have even noticed this if my daughter wasn't in the band," which is like
sums everything up perfectly. It never would have been a problem until it personally affected me.
So fuck that alumni. I should look up his name, but I hope you're listening. Fuck you.
Not a chance.
Fuck your daughter. Fuck the USC band. Fuck USC. Get fucking bopped. That's 3 in a row, bitches. Hail Gambler. Go Irish. Yeah.
Damn, son. I didn't think a band would cause that much hatred here.
Fuck them.
But here we are. Well, I would say after that, we're all ready for a little bit of bye week now. Enjoy your hamburgers, folks, and be sure to join us tomorrow as we're going to do something over here on twitch.tv/FullSons. And if you love the podcast, make sure you subscribe and rate as well over on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you happen to get your podcasts at. Come join us in Discord and rant about band hatred if you wish. herlittlesons.com.discord. As always, we're on herlittlesons.com. Go Irish, enjoy the bye week. Fuck Michigan. Have a good one.